Well, everybody, I'm back. I may sound a little funny because guess what? I got COVID. Wife started coughing crazy as we were winding down on the trip. Then I felt funny a few days later. We take a test, get home. She's negative, and of course, I have to be the one with the COVID. It feels just like a very bad cold. I've had chills on and off there, but I'll be off work for the next several days. But I still have enough energy and still is able to, fortunately, to get around and do things within the house and still make a video. And of course, I'm like, okay, I get back in town. As soon as I get back, my poor little daughter that just got her license, y'all please pray for me, please. She just got her license. She got it in a little accident already. And it was good and bad out of it. The bad was it was an accident. The good was that she hit something on a construction type truck I told her never assume everything. And the worker didn't use this turn signal. I told her you got to always be prepared. People don't use the turn signals and all of that. And she hit her car, her front fender there on the vehicle and smashed it up, and but it didn't damage the headlights. And I'll show you a picture right here so you can kind of see some of it. But didn't damage his truck at all. And he just said, I'm leaving, I'm fine, everything's fine. And fortunately, she wasn't hurt, so that's the good. And so I don't have to worry about an insurance claim, because I'll deal with what we need to do to try to get that situated. But no insurance claim, no ticket for her, and all of this stuff. But it's stressful for those of you that know. And so I get back into town and I'm like, it's always something. And here we are. And get back in town as I'm getting back from vacation, and I'm getting the information and seeing what all of the crazy false prophets and all of the people and the nationalists, all of these people are, that's crazy. Because I'm going to show you another video here of this guy. I've talked about him before.
Nick. Where women don't have the right to vote. And it looks like a society where boys and girls get married as teenagers and start having kids, and they don't use birth control and they don't use contraceptives.
And I've showed you a clip of him, Nick, and I want you to see what he has to say. I just like, these folks have literally they're losing their minds day by day, more and more. But what it showed me is one thing I was thinking about as I come back into town and I start looking at some of the false teachers and prophets and all of these people. And then I see one in particular where he made a video saying, I'm sorry. Yoon is his name. He says, I'm sorry. And I listened to the video and I was waiting to see, okay, maybe this is it. He's going to say, I'm sorry for pushing QAnon conspiracies. I'm sorry for stating that the military is going to arrest those in the White House and take charge. I'm sorry for saying that Russia would not invade Ukraine. I'm sorry for saying that President Trump will be back before the end of the year and all of this stuff. But it was more so, his message was, I'm sorry that people that I more so have made didn't listen to God properly, or I'm getting ahead of myself, or this and that, not being specific. And then it dawned on me. I said, you know what? These people, because you know what made it dawn on me? Let me tell you this story. What made it dawn on me was how, when we were on the plane coming home, it was, we took Allegiant. I don't know if you know the United States here, if those of you know. Allegiant is a smaller airline, but it flies out of our military base here in Columbus, Ohio. And so it's great leaving out. But when you're in Florida and coming back, it's much different. And it's a little more chaotic and things. But this guy, him and his wife, they flew there, and I guess they took a cruise on a different ship, on the Carnival ship there. And we were on Royal. And coming back, they happened to be right in the front of us in the same seat again. and they were sitting in the emergency section of the plane, which was right up in the front, right by the door that opened and closed. And somehow when the girl closed the door, his foot was by the entrance of the door. And somehow you hear, this screaming. And next thing you know, I guess his foot somehow got stuck on there, but it was enough where he pulled it out. And they asked him, "Are you okay?" He said, "Oh, no, I play football. I'm fine, and everything's fine. I'm okay. Nothing's wrong." And then I see his wife. She keeps whispering to him, and we can overhear him. And he's talking. She's talking to him, and he's like, "I'm fine. I don't need nothing's wrong. This and that." And she's scheming. She's scheming, and she's sitting up there plotting. And next thing you know, halfway through the flight, I need a bag of ice. This, that, and that. And then now all of a sudden the stewards are going up into the cabin, speaking with the pilots. And next thing you know, and they're asking questions. He don't want to take an incident report prior to this. But now all of a sudden he's ready for the incident reports. All of this stuff, they get an EMT ready so when we land, they have an EMT ready for him, and they wheel him out in a wheelchair. And then when we hear him, when we get in our luggage, he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to get a lawyer," and this, that, and that. And I said, they're plotting and scheming. And, the firemen, and they're just looking at us, and I'm like, I said, when I saw that, I said, it lets me know that, yeah, you got people out here that are trying to scheme for any type of money or financial gain, disabilities, whatever they're trying to do. But these same people, just like this message of Chris Yoon, I'm sorry. And these others that are out here that are saying, well, God told me every single day, and all of this stuff. They're scheming. They're up there with their little plans, and they're plotting little behind the scene plans. They know some of them know exactly what they're doing. Now, some of them are so far gone that they're just totally lost and have been turned over, and their mind is just totally to the point where they believe exactly what they're saying. But others, it's a monetary motive, it's a power motive, it's all types of motives involved in there. And they're being pushed along by those that follow them and those that continue to follow them and put the great comments in there and give them gifts of monetary gifts and all of this stuff. And they'll keep coming back, and they'll just go and act like everything is fine. But behind the scenes, just like this couple that was on the plane, that, if he really hurt his foot, it's a sad situation. But we heard him. We were sitting right there. The wife was the one pushing him, trying to they're scheming. And what validated the scheming even more was when apparently they must have never have flown or something before to know about when you sit in the emergency exit area that they ask you, are you willing to help out if something was to happen, this, that, and that. And he's like, his question was, well, do I get paid for that or anything? And the stewardess looked at him like crazy. She said, none of us gets paid for that or so. And he had an attitude like he's supposed to get paid. I said, there's always something. And this validated with the fact that they're scheming to try to get money now possibly from the airline if he really ain't hurt. And this validates these false teachers that are out here. They're scheming. They're coming up with new schemes every day to convince you that they serve God, that they love God. They'll talk so sincere, but you keep listening to them. Keep listening. You keep listening to them, and you will hear them fall back to where and you will see their true colors. Because guess what? I've said it many videos back, and many others are saying it. God is exposing them now. He's been in the exposing business. He's exposing them, and he's continued to peel back the layers so you can see that person for who they really are. And don't say you've been warned, because you have been warned if you continue to listen to these people and you go ahead, because with the pride goes before a fall. And that's what's going to happen. Many of these people, they're going to fall in due time. And you walking with them, you're going to fall right with them. So we'll continue to call it out on this channel. Pray for my recovery. I'll be fine. So I plan on, continue to push forward. The devil's not going to knock me out of the fight, so we'll continue to call out the issues and talk about issues the church run away from, expose Satan and his devices. Maurice Braxton is the name. Evangelism for God is the channel. If you're new, consider subscribing, hit like, coming along for the journey, because we give God the glory and we punch Satan right in between the chops. Until the next video, my friends, take care. God bless.